Mythical creatures. What are their hobbies and what do they do? Today we're going to make a bracket on different mythical creatures and doing specific tasks with them. Let's do it. Round 1.
Cyclops.
Skydiving versus riding a motorcycle with a werewolf. Okay, Cyclops. Super stupid mythical beast. Let's be honest. Has no depth perception. They're not really giants. They're just kind of like linemen with one eyeball. I feel like it would be very insecure because it's a Cyclops. They're kind of useless. No offense if you have any in the family or anybody with an eye patch is watching. I apologize. You can't see shit in 3D. A werewolf. I was trying to think of the most fitting activity to do with a werewolf, but I feel like the most badass thing to do with a werewolf would be riding a motorcycle. It's nighttime. Your buddy's wearing a leather jacket. He's got all harried up. Maybe you're on the back. You're holding him. Okay, I don't need to think about this. The werewolf has won round 1. Going cow tipping with a chupacabra or owning a pawn shop with, you got it, sound it out, leprechaun. A leprechaun is just a tiny man. Mythical creature, sure. They're small. They collect gold. Probably very greedy because of that being their motive. But it sounds like the most lucrative out of our options. He might fuck us over. And then the chupacabra, that just sounds like a bad time because this is a rabid animal. And now we're dealing with cows, right? Cow tipping sounds fun. I feel like a cow will be eaten. I feel like a cow's going to be eaten. And then I have to take responsibility because the chupacabra is a dog, essentially. It's a dog, a Puerto Rican dog. And I would have to take responsibility for my pet. My service pet is a chupacabra. I'm going to have to go with the leprechaun. That sounds like a good time. A little red-headed guy. Maybe he's a basketball player too. Playing polo with a centaur, the horseman guy, versus riding a motorcycle with a werewolf. I feel like, so let's think about this. Have I ever watched polo? No. Do I have any interest in polo or knowledge? No, I do not. But you're riding your buddy. That's the ideal thing. I'm not on my own horse. I'm riding him, and I'm assuming that I'm holding the racket, and he's just steering us away. So this is like a conscious being. I don't have to control him. I just have to make sure that I hit the ball into the goal. I don't know the objective. I don't know the objective with that game. It sounds like a fun time, but it also depends on the centaur and what kind of personality they have. Because what if the centaur is just like a crash out, like a person that just throws the controller whenever they lose in Lego Star Wars 2. And I feel like centaurs give off the same vibe as those kids that grew up with a Nintendo Wii as their only system, but the only games they were allowed to play were like games based off of movies, like robots. And then the werewolf, that just it still sounds the most appealing to me because it's a fucking werewolf on a motorcycle. But what kind of person is the werewolf? I don't know. Scary. Yeah. This might be a controversial pick here, and you might not agree with it, but I'm going with the centaur. Because what if we become like professional polo player? I know that he's probably the most valuable part of that. But if I got really good at hitting the ball, pow. Chabow. We'll be icons, Instead of the little logo of the guy riding a horse, it would be a guy as a horse and then a guy on the horse. Lock it in. We have made it to the conference finals of the bracket. And our two competing competitors are playing polo with the centaur versus owning a pawn shop with the leprechaun. This is a rough one. They both can be lucrative. I know I sound like Mr. Krabs here, and I sound like a greedy little guy. They just both seem like assholes to me. You know what? Maybe the centaur is a more patient, mystical being than the leprechaun. But our relationship in both of them will only be professional. right? Unless like the leprechaun and I were like childhood friends and we dreamed of owning a business together and we're like, let's do a pawn shop. This will be a great job. We can sell used hair curlers. That will be the best idea ever. And we'll call it Leper Pawn Shop. The pawn shop. What if the centaur and I have like a falling out and our career is ruined because of something? You know, what if he's caught having sex with like a pony and we're like, oh man, you just ruined our career because you just had sex with a pony. Oh, you're a fucking pervert this whole time. Is it okay for centaurs to have sex with horses? I feel like that should be fine, but what would the baby look like? Because it's 50-50 and then 100% horse. How does that work? I don't know. The verdict's in. The winner of the conference finals is playing polo with a centaur. They have made it to the championship. We shall go to the next conference. Round 1 of the East. I don't know. I'm trying to have fun here, okay? Can you be patient? Round 1. Paddleboarding with a kraken, or the kraken, because there's only one, versus doing karaoke with a siren. Now, a siren is a mermaid, and they're known to sing to entice, like, sailmen, boat dudes into, like, crashing into surfaces, like, into stuff, like rocky stuff, and then dying, and then they eat them. So that would be a good one. If it's like a competition, a karaoke competition, we're dominating because she has the most hypnotic voice. Then the Kraken, paddleboarding. I hate paddleboarding. It is not fun. Have you ever paddleboarded on like rocky ocean seas? Not fun. I like kayaking and canoeing. Those are good. I like those. I also like being in a car and driving somewhere. That's my ideal way of transportation. But the Kraken, let's say we're buddy-buddy with the Kraken. What's a Kraken? I imagine it like my paddleboard is on top of its head, and it's just swimming, and then I'm just kind of standing on it, you know? I'm just kind of standing on the paddleboard, not even paddling. Or I'm paddleboarding next to it, and it's like a fun little montage. Doing karaoke with the siren. Super easy. That's the winner of the first round. We would dominate in karaoke. I like karaoke. Actually, I hate karaoke, but I enjoy singing. I don't hate karaoke. I'm okay with it. Next round. Doing the mannequin challenge with Medusa versus having a police investigation with a troll. These are two stupid ones. The mannequin challenge. Is that 2017? Medusa will just turn me into a statue, and then I'm stuck as a statue. So I'd be the best at the mannequin challenge. I think I'd be like the LeBron of the mannequin challenge. And then interrogating a troll, like a police interrogation. I'm trying to figure out what is it. Like, are we both like good cop, bad cop? You know, vice versa? Or am I the police officer interrogating him? I think it would be cool if, like, we're kind of like it's a police buddy show. You know, I was like, I don't need a partner. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do the troll one because I feel like it can go many directions. So the troll. The siren doing karaoke versus going hiking with Bigfoot. Now, I'm sure you have all seen the Bigfoot vlogs where he's like in the wilderness, like the AI videos. Those are great. I'm very happy we are burning down forests for those videos. I'm a big fan. The siren seems like an asshole. I know I've said that about everybody, but I feel like Bigfoot is one of the only ones that feels like a genuinely cool guy. You know, he's misunderstood. He just needs someone to be patient with him and talk to him. So going on a hike with him will just be like going on a hike with a big, hairy, sensitive person. That's what we're going with. Bigfoot. Slay! Next round. Playing hide and go seek with a gnome versus police interrogation with a troll. Now, these are two of the complete opposites. We got a small, little, ugly, scary troll, and then we have a beautiful, mysterious, mystical creature. And playing hide and go seek with the gnome, that just sounds like the cutest thing on the planet, right? Like, it's a guy with a beard. He's probably like yay big and going around, running around, and like giggling a lot. I imagine them giggling a lot. And I'm like, oh, I found you. And he's like, ee. And then I tickle him, and I tickle his little belly, and then he bites me. Ow! Fuck! But then when you kill them, there's like multiple of them, so then it's like, now there's like 20 of them, and they're like, you know, running around. Oh, shit. Fuck. Wow, that's weird. I really like the gnome one. The troll guy sounds scary. I don't like that. Now, we have going on a hike with Bigfoot versus playing hide and go seek with a gnome. Whoever wins will go to the championship. So this is a big deal. This is a very big. You know, I just feel like Bigfoot would call me. You know, I feel like Bigfoot would call me and be like, "Hey, are you good? You know, I'm in North Dakota right now. I'm heading over to Canada. I was wondering if you wanted to like jump on Fortnite anytime soon and hang out. You know, I really miss you, man." And I'd be like, "Oh, dude, that conversation we had it really meant a lot to me. So, you know, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll fly into North Dakota, bro." And it just sounds like a good friendship. The gnome, I don't think the gnomes are very verbal, you know, and they're just like, I think they just stress me out. I think they just stress me out really quickly because they seem like a lot of maintenance. I feel like once I'll step on one and then it'll be this big thing, you know. I gotta call the Mystic Animal Society and be like, "Hey, I just killed another gnome. I know that's a fine. I'm willing to pay it. It's just my house is completely overridden with them and I can't afford extermination right now, and it just doesn't sound like the best thing, and they just keep wanting to play hide and go seek, but it's like I go try to take a shit and they're hiding in the toilet bowl. It's this whole ordeal. But yeah, if you can just help me out. Anyway, Bigfoot's taking this. Bigfoot is an iconic guy, and he has won the conference finals. They have won the conference finals. I didn't mean to assume. Now, we have entered the Mythical Beast Championship. In one corner, we have the hiking Bigfoot. In the next corner, we have the centaur playing polo. I already have my answer. I think Bigfoot takes this in a stride. I think Bigfoot is the goat of all goats when it comes to mythical beasts. The centaur, I feel like he's one of those guys that watches too much David Goggins. I don't think I'd spend that much time with the centaur unless we're playing polo, and I really have no passion for polo. But I do have a passion for mental health. Yeah, Bigfoot is... Yeah, that's our winner. Bigfoot has won the championship. That's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. And let me know what your favorite mythical beast is that